Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat at ang ating talata ay matatagpuan sa Mateo 26 verses 47 hanggang 56. Again, sa Matthew 26 verses 47 to 56. While he was still speaking, Judas came, one of the 12, and with him a great crowd with swords and clubs, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Seize him." And he came up to Jesus at once and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and he kissed him. Jesus said unto him, "Friend, do what you came to do." Then they came up and laid hands on Jesus and seized him. And behold, one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his ears. Then Jesus said to him, "Put your sword back into its place, for all who take this sword will perish by this sword. Do you think that I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then should the scriptures be fulfilled, that it must be so?" At the hour Jesus said to the crowds, "Have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs to capture me? Day after day I sat in the temple teaching, and you did not seize me. But all this has taken place that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled." Then all the disciples left him and fled. Faith comes from believing the unknown and uncertain into accepting the impossible work of God. On the night he was betrayed, Jesus was met by a mixed crowd that arrested Jesus, including the number one traitor in the history of mankind, Judas Iscariot. Sadly, after Peter's temporary burst of courage, all of them fled in terror and left the Master. Today, as we endure this monstrosity of a pandemic, we too betray Jesus by insisting our self-rights to everything and neglect the actual commands of the Bible. And when faced with the dead end, we also flee from Jesus. Isang title na pwede po nating isipin dito ay Halik ni Judas, or The Kiss of Judas. It's a traitor's kiss. It's an idea of a really bad and unwanted kiss. Nobody wanted this. Why? Especially in our times here, the COVID-19 pandemic, and we need to practice vigilance in hygiene and PPE, or the personal protective equipment. One of the infamous pandemics we had in our history is this Black Death, or yung tinatawag na bubonic plague that had happened in AD 500, in 1300s, and the 1894 that totaled about 25 million deaths. And it's caused by this bacterium, Yersinia pestis, that jumped from fleas to rats to the pets, and they have adapted themselves to human beings, and it killed about a third of the population of Europe. Then in AD 1918, yun namang Spanish influenza. This is a virus naman, kung kanina bacteria. Nag-start ito sa Kansas in USA, and there were about 50 to 100 million recorded deaths. And what's worrying about this COVID-19 natin is it came from the same virus, the orthomysovirus, which is a strain from this Spanish influenza back in World War I. Now, it adapted, it evolved. That's why this is connected also sa H1N1 and to sa SARS and even to sa avian and husbandry. What does that mean? Ibig sabihin sa bird flu and the swine flu. These all these viruses are connected with the influenza, and it happened about 100 years ago. Ngayon, nangyayari na naman. Now, question, should we now panic, knowing na ang history natin ay meron na mga pandemics na ganito? Ang virus na ito ay hindi siya actually namatay, kundi nag-reoccur lang, nag-evolve, nag-adapt sa ating society ngayon. Now, should we tell our loved ones goodbye na? No, not yet. The good news is, history recorded this rapid evolution of lethal strain. They tend to die agad by time. It's because it's the law of nature na once ganito kalakas, too much energy, too too much power in this little thing, they tend to die. They tend to exhaust. So that's the balance of nature. But the bad news is, damage is already done. On the person who have infected with this virus, sisirain niyan yung respiratory. So in a way, just like parang nagyosi ang isang tao about parts of his lung, sigurado madadamage na, masisira na. Unless by time dun pala mag-heal, but the damage has been done. These non-pharmaceutical interventions such as isolation and hygiene, which is ginagawa natin ngayon, so that kaya nga naka-lockdown tayo and there are this enhanced quarantines sa bansa, and that is good. So you just have to stay home, walang matigas ang ulo. Some people, they just di mo alam kung may kokote, very sad, very sad. Now the sad news is, only by immunoglobulins or the antibodies are our way to combat these infections. Antibodies, they specifically recognize these antigens, the white blood cells. These are the immunoglobulins or the antibodies that they create, they bind, they recognize, they pinpoint these germs and viruses, so that in order for them na para masira nila ito. So it would take time. We have to create our own antibodies for the human beings para sa ganun maging resistant, so that we can resist this new virus. And what is the lesson? We should not have intervened with nature kasi. By improving livestock, so World War I, kailangan na maraming supplies at that time, rations. By improving the feeds, they genetically enhance them so that mas marami yung production. So the problem is, itong virus na to, they adapted. Well, also viruses, they needed also to survive. That's why they host, they eat, they become a parasite on these living things. But they also evolved and adapted from the fleas to the pets, to the animals, to the livestock, and to the human beings. And they adapted to the humans. Yun na yung bagong host nila. So ito yung naging livestock sa atin. Nature is about balance. It's not about the center side, the equilibrium. Anything that is in extreme is bad for the opposite and vice versa. So that's why it's a balance. But do not worry. We're still on the pre-stages of eschatology. Eschatology means the study of the end, biblically. We're still on the signs of the times. Matthew 24 verses 3 to 14. The signs of the age. The signs of the times. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, what shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Sa Tagalog po. Noon si Jesus ay nasa bundok ng mga olibo. Habang siya ay nakaupo roon, palihim siyang tinanong ng kanyang mga alagad, Kailan po ba mangyayari ang mga sinasabi ninyo? Ano po ang magiging palatandaan ng inyong muling pagparito at ng katapusan ng mundo? Sumagot si Jesus, Mag-ingat kayo upang hindi kayo mailigaw ninuman. Maraming paparito sa pangalan ko at magpapanggap na sila ang Kristo at marami silang maililigaw. Makakarinig kayo ng mga labanan at makakabalita ng mga digmaan sa iba't ibang dako. Ngunit huwag kayong mababahala dahil talagang mangyayari ang mga iyon, bagamat hindi pa iyon ang katapusan ng mundo. Maglalaban-laban ang mga bansa at gayon din ang mga kaharian. Magkakaroon ng taggutom at lilindol sa maraming lugar. Ang lahat ng mga ito'y pasimula pa lamang ng mga paghihirap na tulad sa isang babaeng nanganganak. Sa mga panahong iyon, kapopootan kayong lahat dahil sa inyong pagsunod sa akin. Isasakdal kayo upang pahirapan at patayin. At dahil dito'y marami ang tatalikod sa kanilang pananampalataya, mapopoot sila at magtataksil sa isa't isa. Marami ang magpapanggap na propeta at ililigaw ang mga tao. Ang kasama ay lalaganap, kaya't manlalamig ang pag-ibig ng marami. Ngunit ang mananatiling tapat hanggang wakas ang siyang maliligtas. Ipapangaral sa buong sanlibutan ang magandang balita tungkol sa paghahari ng Diyos upang ang lahat ng bansa ay makarinig nito, at kung maganap na ito, darating na ang katapusan. Ito po ang signs of the times. Nandito pa tayo sa era na ito ng mga senyales pa lang. Kaya we're still waiting for the big one, ika nga, o the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. That is the rapture. So wala pa po yan. So this is all just preview. Wala pa po ito. Kumbaga ito, introduction pa lang ito dun sa eschatology na sinasabi ko. But ano po ba itong rapture? Matthew 24:36 hanggang 51. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered unto the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come in. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in the watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered this house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think that the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looked not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Sa Tagalog. Ngunit walang nakakaalam ng araw at oras ng pagsapit niyon, kahit ang mga anghel sa langit o maging ang anak man, ang Ama lamang ang nakakaalam nito. Ang pagdating na anak ng tao ay tulad sa pagdating ng baha noong panahon ni Nube. Nang mga araw na iyon, bago bumaha, ang mga tao ay nagsisikain, nagiinuman at nagsisipag-asawa hanggang sa pumasok si Nube sa barko. Hindi nila namalayan ang nangyayari hanggang sa dumating ang baha at tinangay silang lahat. Gayun din ang mangyayari sa pagdating ng anak ng tao. Sa panahong iyon, may dalawang lalaki nagtatrabaho sa bukid. Kukunin ng isa at iiwan ang ikalawa. May dalawang babaeng nagtatrabaho sa gilingan. Kukunin ng isa at iiwan ang ikalawa. Kaya't maging handa kayo dahil hindi ninyo alam kung kailan darating ang inyong Panginoon. Tandaan ninyo ito. Kung alam ng may-ari ng bahay kung anong oras sa gabi darating ang magnanakaw, siya'y maghahanda at hindi niya babayaang pasukin ang kanyang bahay. Kaya't lagi kayong maging handa, sapagkat darating ang anak ng tao sa oras na hindi ninyo nalalaman. Sino ang tapat at matalinong alipin? Hindi ba't ang pinamamahala ng kanyang Panginoon upang magpakain sa iba pang mga alipin sa takdang oras? Sapagkat ang aliping iyon, kapag dinatnan siyang tapat na naglilingkod sa pagbabalik ng kanyang Panginoon, sinasabi ko sa inyo, gagawin siyang tagapamahala ng kanyang Panginoon sa lahat ng mga ari-arian nito. Ngunit kung masama ang aliping iyon, sasabihin niya sa kanyang sarili, matatagalan pa ang pagbabalik ng aking Panginoon. Kaya't sisimulan niyong bugbugin ang mga alipin at makikipagkainan at makikipag-inuman sa mga lasenggo. Babalik ang Panginoon ng aliping iyon sa araw na hindi niya inaasahan at sa oras na hindi niya alam. Buong higpit siyang paparusahan ng kanyang Panginoon at pagkatapos ay isasama sa mga mapagkunwari. Dooy tatangis siya at mangangalit ang ngipin. This is the rapture. We do not know. Anytime, any moment, pwedeng mangyari ito. The signs of the times have come to pass. Lahat nangyari na po ang mga prophecy. And even the gospel has been preached na sa buong mundo, regardless if may tumanggap. May marami na po ang namatay sa mga extreme countries. And so, yung sinasabi na the end is near, ay malapit na po. So we could expect the rapture coming anytime. As I said sa talata, dalawa ang nagtatrabaho, ang isa kukunin, ang isa maiiwan. Sino itong kukunin? Definitely, ang piniling Kristiyano. Ito po yung seryoso sa Biblia. Siya po yung may pananampalataya na totoo ang puso niya. Na anuman ang mangyari, kakaharapin niya ang pagsubok at hindi niya ipagkakaila si Jesucristo at susundin niya lahat ng utos ng ating Panginoong Jesucristo. Sa kabilang banda, yung may iwan, ito yung masyas buntok. Hilaretang coconut nila ay mahina. Ito yung ayaw umintindi. Ito yung pasaway. Ito yung makasalanan na ayaw man tanggapin na siya ay nagkamali, siya ay nagkasala. At ayaw niyang tumanggap sa utos ng Panginoon. Ito yung mga walang ginagawa sa buhay, mga mayayabang, at yung mga iniisip nila, ligtas sila, pero hindi naman. So, tanong, do you not see the pattern in all of this? Now, like the disciples, will you also run away? Sa ating talata, sinabi doon na one of the 12. We are speaking about Judas Iscariot here. Katatapos lang ng kanilang doxology, katatapos lang ng kanilang Lord's Supper at sila'y patungo sa Mount Olive. At ito yung gabi na siya ay pinagkanulo. Habang sila'y nandoon, dumating ang maraming tao panghulihin si Jesucristo. At ang traitor dito ay si Judas. All the writers of the gospel, they remarkably restrained in turning Judas as a villain. Kaya ang sinabi lang, it's one of the 12. But we all know that sa history ng mankind, si Judas ang ranking number 1 traitor of all. But interestingly, all extra-biblical and apocryphal writings, extra Bible na hindi naman canonized, they depict Judas as evil in all the way. So, itong mga apocryphal na ito, ang tingin nila kay Judas, marami siyang istorya na background na masama. Okay, so, galing siya sa napakahirap na family, problematic na family, medyo. So, marami, of course, walang hindi canonized yung mga ito. These are just bits of information na, well, kung titignan natin, they contradict the actual Bible, which is si Matthew and even the Gospel. They term you as just one of the 12. Now, this multitude is a carefully picked and paid, of course, na mob. Psychologically, it's a sign of cowardice of being exposed of a bad secret. Ito kasi mga priest na ito, matapang lang sila sa salita. Kaya pumunta sila doon yung gabi. At dami pa nilang binayaran ng mga tao doon, halo-halo na ito. Yan, even may mga sundalo, may mga temple guards. They do not want to be exposed to a bad secret. Now, this also pertains, is a vivid prophetic portrait of the world's treatment of Jesus. Well, people today, they self-profess na Christian sila. They always say na they believe, they have faith in Jesus Christ. But the problem is, wala silang testimony. An example, there's someone who's a very churchy, they show a lot of pictures na nasa church siya, ganon, or even attending these religious rites, ganon, showing na you are a member, going in circles, going around and around. But the problem is, may ugali ka na very, very, meron kang term na, plastic. Despite nang ikaw ay nasa church, pero napakasama ng ugali mo. You are very selfish. Example, kung nasa klase ka ng ganon, ay gusto mo ikaw lang yung valedictorian, ikaw lang yung marunong, ikaw lang yung parang nasa top. Then all of your classmates gusto mo ibaba sila, siraan sila. Like, you know what? Term like yung mga diba ganon, kay diba ikaw ganon, but they're just destroying it. Even sometimes fighting the professors, and nakakalungkot yung mga ganito. Other people, yung mga example nito, you know what, they have this poisonous mouth. When they want something, they manipulate people around. I do not want to call them as alpha under sa mga group na they term this alpha, but not really a dominant then. You are a manipulator. Ito yung mga para mapasunod niya, yung gusto niya. Magkukwento siya, gagawa siya ng mga stories, gano'n siya maging bida, and itong certain someone na Omega is susunod lang sa kanya. So, nakakalungkot. Others pa, they will use your weakness to attack you. Especially if you are in the ministry. Merong mga certain people, especially if alam nila yung past mo, you know what? Nobody is perfect. Lahat tayo nagkakasala. Even pastors, they tend to make mistakes every now and then. But there are people na talagang inaabangan nila yung kahinaan na yon. Inaabangan nila yung mistake na yon. At once na nangyari yon, they will use it against you. Sisiraan ka nila para sila'y maging bida. You know what, let's just pray for them. Nakakalungkot yung mga may nangyayari ganito. They're protecting there's something para they protect. What are you protecting at ako? Now, let us look at this side of Judas. Of course, he is a false disciple. As we remember, John 15:6 said, it's like a branch, sinabi ni Jesus Christ, sanga. If you are not bearing a fruit, you will be cut and you will be burned. So, ito yung mga false disciple na wala nga silang bunga eh. Ang bunga nila is kasamaan pa nga. You know what? They are motivated by self-interest only. The popular notion na only for the food. Kaya sila nandun. Or dahil may benefit ito sa family niya, mapapakain niya yung family niya. Kaya meron silang interest to go to church dahil sa mga benefits na ito. But the problem here is yung heart nila, wala naman talaga sa faith. Wala naman talaga kay God. And others pa nga, they only go to church or they only have faith in Jesus Christ, something like that, praying for something. Is dahil meron silang nililigawan. Maipakita niya na giginuya kitang harap ng babae. And of course, makuha niya yung blessing ng ating Panginoon. These false disciples, they are also marked by deceit and hypocrisy. Puro panliling lang o hipokrito. Like the parable of the tare and the wheat. It's a field. Ay kasabay ng mga weeds. So, in order para matanggal itong mga weeds na to, you have to make them all grow muna. You harvested it. Doon mo palang malalaman kung ano yung mga weeds na ito. And hihiwalay mo sila at susunugin. Now, they are permitted to go to the church. Pinermit sila ng Panginoon to attend the church. So, ito yung mga nanggugulo na hindi naman Christians eh. Malalaman mo agad sa testimony nila. Like, kakaiba sila. You know what? Yung ba para silang papansin sila, like this. They have this look. Hindi sila elalupang Kristiyano. And kakaiba ang dating nila, pananalita nila. Even their outlook form, yung kanilang forma is worldly, very worldly. Ano pa yung ugali nila? Tapos when they talk about church stuffs, puro basics lang eh. Pero mas marami silang alam, mahuhuli mo sila pag pinag-usapan secular or worldly. Pag inuman gano'n, o kay mga things na hindi naman churchy, gano'n, sa mga hobbies, gano'n. Mas marami silang alam doon at yun na ipapasok nila pilit. So these are the hypocrites, ano. And thirdly also, they will be made exposed when confronted with a high price. Malalaman at malalaman mo ang kanilang motive. Lilitaw agad yan. Halimbawa, may nililigawan siya. Later on, unbeliever pala yung nililigawan niya. O kaya yung nililigawan niya, may asawa na pala. Pero dahil yun yung target niya, yun yung pinagpipray niya, yun yung gustong-gusto niya, ang mangyayari, lilitaw at lilitaw yan eh. There's no secret that cannot be exposed na sooner or later. So, once na contest na yon, magre-react na yan. Magkikipag-away na yan. Lalo na kapag nasagasaan na yung kanyang most favorite thing na ginagawa o gustong-gusto. Family man yan, yung asawa man yan, yung girlfriend man yan, yung hobbies and collection niya, ganon. Lahat yan masasagasaan at lilitaw yan. Kaya ngayon yung challenge, alin ang pipiliin mo? Yung mga ito o ang Panginoong Hesukristo? If you go to Jesus Christ, you have to leave all these things out. Ganun lang po kasimple. Now, Judas, what's he thinking? Paano niya nagawa ito? Bakit niya nagawa ito? Well, first and foremost, he was already possessed by Satan. This is all this accumulation of his depravity, the greed, ambition, and unbelief. Lahat ito nagsama-sama na. Remember, these 12, they are still believing in the political Messiah. But Judas, mas marami siyang evil intent noon pa. Kaya lang siya pumunta nakipag-join dito sa group ni Jesus Christ. He was never really saved from the beginning. Wala. No. Let's look at this. Magkano yung binayad sa kanya. 30 pieces of silver. Magkano yun? Magkano sa atin ngayon sa context natin? So that would be 5 weeks work money. So let's say I just calculated it as let's say 1,000 pesos per silver. So that times 30, that would mean 30,000. And 30,000 times mo pa sa 30 days. So that's the 5 weeks. So it will amount to 900,000 pesos. 900,000 pesos ang 30 pieces of silver na binayad kay Judas. Now, kung titingnan natin sa context nila at that time, sa context natin, wala namang masyadong marami extravagant na binibili nun. So, we can add this 900,000 pa na pwede umakyat pa sa value nila. Maybe, pwede pang maging 1 million, 2 million, 3 million ito. Kasi wala namang ibang binibili doon. Wala namang kotse doon. Wala namang Jollibee doon. Now, let us look at dito sa ginawa ni Judas. He kissed the Messiah. Ang halik ni Judas. Now, ang ginamit dito na word is philo, which means intimate affection, or it's an homage, or it's a respect to a king. But nanggaling kay Judas, it's a very, very despicable action. Well, we all know, Satan knows no honor. Talagang pambabastos yung ginawa niya. Now, from Judas, let us jump kay Peter naman. Para siya yung secondary character here. Mike bites Evander. If you remember, in the history yung laban ni Holyfield sa ni Tyson. You know what? Itong si Peter, meron siyang impulsive or volatile na ugali. Nagkaroon bigla ng erratic change. First and foremost, nagdala siya ng espada. He armed himself. Luke 22:38. Now, as this multitude came nearer and nearer to them, nagready sila. Question, how did Peter slashed off the ear? Hindi sila handa or they are not on guard? Well, we can assume na itong multitude na ito, nung nakita si Jesus Christ, some of them fell down. They kneeled down as a respect. And this was the time na nakita ni Peter, or the chance, the opportunity, Peter sees. So, hiniten mitsurugi niya itong tenga ni, nung Malchus ang kanyang pangalan. It's a high slave ng isang high priest na frontliner siya at that time. But, after that, sinabi ni Jesus Christ, "Let him without a sword sell his robe and buy one." Kinontra niya kasi, only meant spiritual sword kasi. Hindi kasi nila na-gets yung sinasabi ni Jesus Christ. The armor of God, familiar? Jesus is talking about the spiritual warfare. We can continue that in 2 Corinthians 10:4. Tingnan nga natin. "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds." Sa Tagalog, ang sandatang ginamit namin sa pagkikipaglaban ay hindi sandatang makamundo, kundi ang kapangyarihan ng Diyos na nakapagbabagsak ng mga kuta. Sinisira namin ang mga maling pangangatwiran. So as you see, there's no need of a physical weapon here. Na what's the danger really ba? So sinabi ni Jesus Christ, "Those who live by the sword shall die by the sword." Ano ibig sabihin nun? It's an ancient symbol kasi ang sword. It's for rebellion. Rebellion. Why? Nobody is allowed to bring a sword. Only the authority, only the guards, only the soldiers who are authorized para magkaroon ng espada. Now, for a commoner, para na humawak ng espada, that means only one thing, rebellion. So, pag nahuli ito, automatic execution yon. Execution agad. Genesis 9:6 and Romans 13:14. You know what the interesting thing about Romans 13:4? Sumunod ka sa gobyerno. Huwag kang strike ng strike, huwag kang halaban ng laban o kaya kumukontra sa, especially sa president. No, huwag mo siya siraan. No. 13:4, mga Christians. Tingnan nga natin, Romans 13:1-4. Ang bawat tao ay dapat pasakop sa mga pinuno ng pamahalaan, sapagkat walang pamahalaang hindi mula sa Diyos, at ang Diyos ang nagtatag ng mga pamahalaang umiiral. Kaya nga, ang lumalaban sa pamahalaan ay lumalaban sa itinalaga ng Diyos, at sila'y nararapat sa parusa. Ang mga pinuno ay hindi dapat katakutan ng taong gumagawa ng mabuti. Ang mga gumagawa lamang ng masama ang dapat matakot. Kung ayaw mong matakot sa mga namumuno, gumawa ka ng mabuti at paparangalan kanila. Sila'y mga lingkod ng Diyos para sa ikabubuti mo. Ngunit kung gumagawa ka ng masama, dapat kang matakot dahil sila'y may kapangyarihang magparusa. Sila'y mga lingkod ng Diyos na nagpaparusa sa mga gumagawa ng masama. Clear? Ano po? Now, sinabi ni Jesus Christ, kaya nga useless itong ginawa ni Peter. Sinabi niya, "Do you think I cannot appeal to my Father with 12 legions of angels?" No nga naman. Anytime, kayang pagpadala ng Panginoon ng mga anghel niya. Ilan? Ilan yung legions ba na ito? 12 legions. Well, per legion is there about 6,000 na soldiers. Times 12 mo pa yan, so that would be about 72,000. This is according to the 2 Kings 19 verse 35. So, imagine, 72,000 against the 600 na pinadala ng mga high priests para hulihin si Jesus Christ. And after that, sinabi ni Jesu Cristo, the prophecy must be fulfilled. Dapat masunod ito. Ang kulit kasi ng mga disciples na ito. Do not ever manipulate God's sovereignty. Acts 2:23. Dahil hindi mo magagawa ito. You cannot go against God. No, ikaw ang lalaban, ikaw ang kumakalaban. You will become the villain. Just follow God's command. Just follow God's will according to the Bible. Do not contradict Him with your own self-logic. Just don't. Then after all, Jesus healed Malchus. After this, yung 11, they all fled. It's like in Pokemon. They all fled na. Sobrang takot nila. Now, there might be questions from you regarding Judas after the defection. Ano ba nangyari sa kanya? Anong ginawa niya? Anong story niya later on? Okay. Unang question is, why did he return the money? Later on, as flow ng story, bumalik siya dun sa mga pare at binalik niya yung money. Well, we could say na guilty siya. Kagaya ni Peter later on, nung pagtilaok nung manok. But, as we can see here, do sa talata, Judas felt remorse. Remorse, sad, o yung nagsisisi. But, the talata, the word na ginamit nila dito is metamelomai. Metamelomai. O ibig sabihin, it's just an ordinary remorse. Pagsisisi lang. That's it. Well, if you have a genuine change of mind, especially sa mga Christians, if you have a sorrow na meron kang nalulungkot ka, nagsisisi ka dahil gumawa ka ng kasalanan sa Panginoon, it should be metanoeo, or the genuine change of mind. But regarding dito kay Judas, he never really felt the change sana sa heart niya. But still, nagsisi siya, pero still the same. Still the same. Gagawin pa rin niya yung gusto niya. Nalungkot lang siya in a way na parang nanood ka lang ng drama na may a movie na ang ending niya namatay yung bida. Nalungkot ka, then that's it. That's it. Ganun lang, yung metamelomai. Now, second question. Maalaman natin na pagkabalik ng pera ay hindi tinanggap ng mga pare. But instead, ang ginawa ni Judas ay binato niya dun sa inside sanctuary, dun sa inner sanctuary. Ito yung room, inner room na mga priest lang ang nakakapasok. Ano ba niya dun binato? Well, gusto kasi ni Judas is magkaroon din ng guilt itong mga pare. Kasi parang niloko siya in a way. So, parang gusto niya damay-damay na lang. Ganun lang po kasimple yun. Did the priest accepted the money? At first, hindi nila tinanggap. Pero later on, dahil parang paghuhugas kamay, bumili sila ng lupa sa isang potter's field na hindi na nag-ooperate. At ginawa nila ito parang libingan sa mga strangers. Next question. Naalaman natin na si Judas ay tumakbo at nagbitin. Pero makita natin sa talata, nabutas yung kanyang tagiliran at lumabas yung kanyang mga insides. Ano ba nangyari? Akala ko ba naghang siya? Yes, that's true also. But perhaps ang nangyari dito, maaring at the edge of a hill siya nagbitin. And yung puno doon, perhaps naputol yung sanga o naputol yung tali, and he went down do sa cliff. So that's why nagkaroon pa lang tumbling down, and maybe he just squashed on a bigger rock, ganun. So ganun yung nangyari. Now lastly, question. I think this is one of the more important question doon. Is Judas saved? Ligtas ba si Judas? Well, no. No. Definitely no. He is in hell now, in eternal torment, weeping and gnashing of teeth. Well, suicide is a sin. Suicide is a sin. Kasalanan po ang mag-take na sarili mong buhay. Why? Para kasi itong sampal sa kaligtasan na ginawa ng Panginoon. Sampal ito dun sa gospel, dun sa hope kay Jesus Christ, na ikaw mismo, pinutol mo na yung hope na yan. Hindi mo binigyan ng chance ang Holy Spirit na makapangusap sa iyo at maalaman mo ang nais ng Panginoon sa iyo. As we wrap this one up, this pandemic we face today is just a repeat of history. But it clearly teaches us not to mess with nature. After God survives us this turmoil, let us begin a life of humility, a heart of worshiping the Lord Jesus, a mindset of learning the Bible, and a ton of more respect and love to each other and to nature. Thank you.